Alright guys, welcome back in this Git series. We are in the ninth episode, and as discussed in the previous session, we were going to discuss about tags. What are they and why do we need it? But before discussing the tags, I should walk you through some commands that are there which are used in day-to-day life. Why? Because you will deal with these commands every day rather than dealing with the tag. The tag will be created once in a month or so, but the commands that you are going to see now will be used every day. So sit back, relax, and enjoy these commands.
Hi everyone. So as you can see on the screen, these are the few commands that I have listed down. These are almost 8 to 10 commands which you will use when you start working with Git. To start with, we have Git branch. So Git branch tells us about our current branch that we are working on. So let's go to the command line and see what does it give. I'm on my CMD, and now when I hit Git branch, after hitting git branch, it tells me that I am currently working on this release one branch, right? It highlights it with green color. And also if you take a look closely, you can see that the star is prepended to it. I don't know what is the meaning of star. So it's your homework that find out why star is written like that and mention it in the comment. Yes, but if you write git branch dash dash all, then it will list all the branches which are present locally as well as on the remote. So here you can say that these three branches are present locally in the local environment, and the branches which are in red color are present in the remote environment, right? So this is why we use git branch. Let's go to the next command. Next command we have is git checkout. So the main purpose of git checkout command is to switch branches, right? So let me pull the CMD. As you can say that currently we are on feature one, release one branch, right? Now from release one, I want to switch to main branch. So how will I do it? Git checkout and branch name. Now working directory has been changed to, or the working branch has been changed to main. Now when I say git branch, sorry, it will highlight main in green color, right? Also, there is one more purpose of this git checkout. If we want to create a new branch and then switch on it, we will use git checkout in this way. Git checkout dash b. Dash b stands for branch. Then uh, the name that I want to give to my branch. So I'll name it as feature 2. Now when I say like that, it tells me that the branch is created and also the context is switched to the new branch, that is feature 2. When I again say git branch, I'll also show it to you. Now we are on feature 2. Sorry, there is a confusion between the release and feature, right? But you understood my point. This was all about git checkout. Third command we have is git log. So when you say git log, it will print all the commits that you have made to that particular branch, right? The current branch that you are on. But if you use it with the dash dash all flag, then it will show you all the commits from all the branches. Let's see how it is executed. Now here, when I say git log, it is telling me that only first commit that was done or that was made on the main branch, right? When we uh, inserted a first commit. But when I say git log dash dash all, then it will give me the history of all the commits that I've made so far on all the branches. So that is the minor difference. When you say git log, it gives you only history of the current branch. When you append it with dash dash all, it gives the history of all the branches. So basically history means nothing but the commits that you have made, right? So I'll say CLS and move to the next command. Next command we have is git fetch, right? So git fetch is a bit important and critical, so please pay attention. So the job of git fetch is copying all the updates from remote repository to your local repository. Now, what I mean by update, let me show it to you by going on the GitHub portal and making some changes over there. I'm on this portal. I'm creating a new branch over here, right? I'll say count 2. And when this branch is created, what I'll do is I'll edit this readme file. Okay. So you'll see that what updates I'm talking about. At the bottom, I'll write something. Please look carefully at this commit message. I'll ask you about this later. So it says that git add note about git fetch dash dash all. I'll say commit changes. Let's go back to the terminal. Now please look carefully. When I say git log dash dash all, the commit that we have entered just now is not part of it, right? Here, this is something else. This is something different. But when I say git fetch dash dash all, also one more thing. You saw the commit messages, right? I'll also show you about the git branches. So when I say git branch dash dash all, here in the red section, it is not mentioning the new file that we have created, right? This is the new file that we have created, but this is not shown when we hit git branch dash dash all. Now when I say git fetch dash dash all, now it is updating our local repository with remote repository. Please mind that it is not changing anything in our code. If you are doing something in some file, those files will not be modified, but the rest of the things will be modified. Like the commit message will be the part of git log now, and this newly created branch will also be shown in the red area. Now let me show you the logs first. Git log dash dash all. Yeah, as you can see that this was the commit that we added directly onto the remote, right? And before hitting git fetch, it was not part of our local repository. Likewise, I'll say CLS. I'll also say git branch dash dash all. Now take a look closely. Earlier, if you had seen, this was not part unless we had entered git fetch dash dash all. Now after when we say git fetch dash dash all, that has updated our local repository with the latest tags, commits, and the new branches that we have created on remote. So basically it will just give you some idea about what other developers are doing, right? You can say that. Moving on to the next command, like git fetch dash dash all, this is also one of the important command, that is git merge and branch name. To explain this, what I'll do is I'll have to perform this carefully so that you will understand what exactly this command does. So earlier what we did is on the count to branch in the readme file, I added a line, right? Added a line to show git fetch dash dash all. But here in the local repository, I'm on feature 2 branch, right? And I'll go in the readme file. You can clearly see that the line that we have added is not the part of this file. Sorry, this branch, correct? Now look closely. To get those changes from that branch, what I'll do is first I will switch to the branch where I need all the latest changes. I'm already on feature 2 and I want all the latest changes from that branch in this branch. I'll say git merge, and then the branch name from which I want to incorporate its changes. In my case, that is count2. So I'll say git merge origin slash count dash 2. Now when I hit this command, that newly added line will be the part of our feature branch, right? This has changed the readme.md, and if we go back to the command, go back to the Visual Studio Code, we can see that now we can see that line. This is the part of our readme file. So the job of git merge command is to merge the changes from the branch you have mentioned into your existing branch. Mostly when you start working on it, these operations will be performed directly on the portal and not with the command lines. But just to give you the basic idea, I'm telling you that how this command works in local, right? So when you start on the enterprise project, this is not the way you will merge the code, right? Moving on to the next command, we have git reset dash dash hard. So now what happens is sometimes you're working on some bug or feature, right? And you have not completely fixed it, but you are still trying. And suddenly what happens is some another tasks come to you, and because of its priority, you are supposed to work on the other task. And because you have not cracked out the solution to that bug, you simply scratch out those changes. In that case, we use this git reset command. So how do we use it? I'll show you. Again, I'm on that feature branch. Here I'm doing some changes, right? I'm trying to fix some bug or add some new feature, right? As a part of bug fixes, I have added this button, right? So in the CMD, remember this command git status, it gives us the idea of where we are. So it is telling me that app.jsx has been modified. But now you have got some another high priority task, right? And here also you have not really arrived to the solution. In this case, you want to scratch out everything. That time you are supposed to hit git reset dash dash hard. So what it will do is it will scratch out the changes that you have made locally. So now when I go back to the code, it has removed that button that we had added, right? It also removes the files that we have added in the staging area. For example, I'll say Control Z, save, go in this source control menu, or go back to the CMD, CLS, git status. Now again, when I say git reset dash dash hard, it will scratch out the change that we did just now. So I'll say CLS git reset dash dash hard. Now if I again say git status, see, this makes us a clean slate. Like the changes that are incomplete and we want to scratch them out, then with the help of this git reset dash dash hard, it clears out the slate and it gives you the fresh slate to work upon. Let's go to the next command. The next two commands that we have is git stash dash m and git stash pop. Now remember earlier you were working on some fix, right? Let me pull that again by doing Control Z. Same scenario, you are working on some bug or feature you're doing your progress, but suddenly some other high priority bug or feature comes to you. But this time you don't want to lose out on the changes that you have made, right? So this is going to be the part of your bug fix. So in that case, we don't want to scratch out the changes that we have done completely. Here what we can do is we can stash them into the separate. So basically we can park them aside until unless your job is done, and then once the task is complete, then you can resume with the changes that you have done. So to explain this, I'll park these changes aside by hitting git stash and some message. Now as soon as I hit this command, you will see that this change will be gone, but not completely gone. This will be simply parked aside. I'll say git stash m bug fix in progress, enter. Can you see? Now the button that we had added is not the part of it. Now again simply I can switch to the branch. Yeah, I can do some changes over here. I can push them, and once my job is done, I can get back to the original branch that we were working for that bug fix. So again I'll go back to that branch git checkout featre2, right? Now we saw how that git stash works, right? Now we want to pop out those changes from that uh, uh, stash list. I don't know what that area is called, but right now I am saying that it is a stash list. Please let me know in the comment section if you come across it. Okay, git stash pop, and here you can see that now that button has come back into the app.jsx. So this is how git stash works. Git stash is different than what we saw earlier. Git reset, right? Reset is you want to completely scratch out the information and that information will be gone. But with the help of git stash, we can temporarily park aside those changes, work on something new, and then by doing git stash pop, we can resume our work. So that was all about git stash. The next and the final command that we have from the list is git cherry pick. Though it is placed at the last position, it is not at all less valued. To explain this git cherry pick, what I'll do is I'll make 2 to 3 different commits. Okay. So first we have on the screen is counts is 0, and the second change that we have is alert button. So in the code I have added this button. For this I'll make one commit. So what I can do is git add dot git commit, and in the commit message I'll say alert add alert button. Okay. In the second commit, what I'm doing is I'm removing this extra s and I'm only keeping count, right? So this is going to be my second commit. Again, I'll go back to the CMD. I'll say git add dot git commit. In the message, I'll say fix typo of count. Okay, we did everything. We will also push this onto the feature branch. This has nothing to do with cherry pick, but I'm just pushing the changes. We have pushed that code onto the feature branch and we switched our branch to main or some other feature. Now what we realized is we have that bug present over here, but that bug is fixed in some other branch, right? how can we come to know that the fix has been there? We can check the logs, git log dash dash all. So here what you want to do is you want to pick the change where you fix the typo, but you don't want to pick the change wherein you added that alert button. Of course, we cannot merge the other file in our main file, right? In our main branch. Did you understand the scenario? What we did is on the project, we added one more button and we fixed that counts in two different commits, right? And then we switched our branch. Now you come to know that we want that typo change to be the part of main, but you don't want to take the alert button which we had added earlier. If we try to merge that branch into the main branch, then of course this count will be fixed, but also the second button will be the part of it. In that case, what we need to do is go back to CMD, git cherry. I need to copy the commit ID. So I'll again say git log dash dash all. Please understand this is only the change that we want. We don't want the alert button to be added in our current branch. So I'll copy this. Say git cherry pick and then mention the commit ID that we want to copy. Now when I say git cherry pick, please look closely, this S will be gone. Did you see? We have only picked the change that we wanted and not all the changes which we did previously. Now after doing this git cherry pick, we only have fixed the bug and we have not copied or we have not merged or we have not taken the other commits or other changes from the previous file. So this usually works when you create a tag, you push something onto the production, and also your development is going on, right? But sometime you come to know that okay, there is a small minor bug that is already on the production. So in that case, you with the help of this git cherry pick, you only pick that particular commit or that particular change and not all the changes that we have done. With that, guys, these many were the git commands that we were supposed to see in this session. I hope I added some knowledge into your existing repository. Please feel free to go and execute all these commands on your repository. The more you practice, the more you become expert at. Alright guys, in the next session we will see what are tags, why they are created and how to create them. Until then, thank you so much. Keep watching the video. Please let me know your feedback in the comment section. If you have liked the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.